and we're looking at them playing with those high totals, total higher than 230. In these type of games, they like to let each other know, who's the top dog, who's boss, and this is a game. It's not the same conference, but they could meet in the finals, and they like to send that message. So we have it right here on the screen. I'll do it here because it's easier. So win percentage greater than 60. Opponents win percentage greater than 60. You're the home team, just to get rid of some of those double results. And we're looking at totals greater than or equal to 230. The under is 52, 32, and 4, about 61.9%. The average total in these games was 233.6. And let's make sure I can show you guys here that it is active on the Nuggets and Bucks. Um, so I'm looking at this. I also know that Milwaukee is 24-11 to the under on the road. I know Denver has won under 4 games in a row. Milwaukee has won under 2 of their last 3. And just looking at how both of these teams have been playing, I know Milwaukee is more of the up-tempo team, but Denver is the slowest playing team in the league the last 5 games. And both teams have been better on the defensive end, particularly versus the 3. So far this season, they're top 5 defending the perimeter, and we have Milwaukee as a top 5 defensive rated team in the last 5 games. I know it's a back-to-back for Milwaukee, but it doesn't bother me too much here because that game wasn't taxing yesterday. I mean, the star players only had to play like 25 minutes. Nobody played 30 minutes in that game. So I like it. The database backs it up. The database also says that the home team is a fade in this situation. 33, 52, and 3 against the spread, the average line of minus 2.2. So this query would say fade the Nuggets, you take the Bucks, and you take the under. So let's bounce a little bit more off this query, right? We have one team on a back to back, we have one team with rest. So let's look at this and for the rest of the team, and rest is greater than 1 because the Bucks have 2+ days rest today. Let's see how these teams fare here. And a little bit of a problem. There we go. Back on track. All right. So if that team has more than 1 day's rest, you are 9-16 against the spread, 36%, and 17-9 to the under, about 65.4%. Average total still around where, you know, it was on the last query. So still says fade the Nuggets, still says fade the Bucks. So let's look at it. If their opponent is on a back to back, let's just look at it both ways. Opponent rest equals 0 here. Pull it back up in the database. And you don't have the same result here now on the over under. It's still 1-7-1 against the spread. It's still a fade of those Nuggets, even though their opponent is on a back to back. It's saying don't put too much into it. And we know that game wasn't taxing. So this kind of makes me like the Bucks. I already like the under, but it's making me like the Bucks side. If I look at last 5 game stats, Bucks have been the better defensive team, the better rebounding team. I mean, really, they're top 10 in all the categories that I care about, offensive rating included. So I like that. They've been playing better than the Nuggets lately. They've won 5 out of their 7 games the last 2 weeks compared to the Nuggets, who are about 3-3. And then I want to be a little specific here. Let's look at in this situation when the lines are between the threes. Um, so +2.5 or -2.5, somewhere like that. We have 13-17 straight up, 13-17 against the spread, 29-1 to the under. And again, it's still active here because this line is 2.5. So it's saying we fade those Nuggets and we take the under. I like it. Let's look a little bit at the Bucks on a back to back. How do they perform so far this year? Team equals Bucks and rest equals 0 and season equals 2022. Just looking at how they perform so far this season, the Bucks, and let me just scroll down here. The Bucks are 9-1 straight up on a second of a back to back. They're 8-0-2 against the spread. They're 7-3 to the under. So everything is lining up here, in my opinion. The market is pushing this one up as far as the opening line. I should have talked about that first, but let me just go back to it. I know it was around, the query says 232. So that was probably the overnight line. But yeah, I see it open on the wager talk odds screen at 235 and as high as 237 now. So the market, other people thinking this is going to be a higher scoring game. I think the top dogs are going to duke it out and play a little bit more defense. So for me, the system play for today is going to be the best bet as far as the system play is the under 237, but I also like the Bucks. I think the Bucks on the money line is worth a little bit of a play as well. So take it for what it's worth. I'm here to just bring you the info. You guys do with it what you may. I'm just telling you what I'm playing, and they're not played equally. I told you what's the best bet and which one should be a little bit more of a sprinkle kind of deal. So, best bet Milwaukee, Denver under 237. Let's have another profitable system Saturday. Good luck on all of your action. If you're interested in March Madness information and picks, I am going to have Mr. Ravino on very shortly, and we will be breaking down the games. He's been doing really well in college basketball. I'm going to lean on him because he's better in that lane than I am. So come back if you want to check out college picks, and best of luck on all your action today.